We're going to discuss why the base to final turn is so deadly and how pilots put themselves into stalls and spins. When a pilot realizes that he's overshot the runway, he is going to want to turn towards the runway, which usually is a 30-degree bank. When he's turning, he's going to want to input rudder control, which is going to point the nose to or past the runway. Once the pilot's in his bank and is established, he's going to want to use right aileron to hold that bank, which this is an uncoordinated turn. Now, when he goes to the right aileron, the nose is going to want to drop down. When the nose drops, the pilot is going to want to pull back on the yoke. Now, suddenly, the airplane can roll itself over to 130 degrees, and when this happens, the pilot is going to want to pull back on the yoke, which then creates a spin or a stall. And at this altitude, it's very unlikely that you're going to recover from this spin or a stall, which usually is fatal. Now, to correct for this, pilots can set themselves up before landing, getting all their checklists completed so they can just focus on the approach and the landing. Also, when you're entering landing on the base, you can cut close to the runway where you don't really have much time to turn, or if you do pass the runway, you don't have a lot of time to get back on the runway center line. Also, if you're flying a downwind, if you're too close to the runway and you make your base turn, you're probably going to overshoot the runway, which you can also put yourself in this situation. And also, if you have a big tailwind and you don't realize this, the tailwind is going to push you on your base and it's going to push you past the runway. So if you're not on a stable approach, the best thing to always do is to go around. It's better to take another 5 minutes to set yourself up for a stable approach than to end up in being in a disaster.